We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. But let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to Last Call, where tonight we're raising a glass for Joel Schumacher's Batman films. Yeah, those ones. Look, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin get dragged harder than a villain in a Gotham alley, and honestly, some of it's deserved. George Clooney in a bat-nipple suit, that's less a costume and more of a cry for help. But let's be real, the hate is overcooked. These movies are like neon-drenched fever dreams with villains emerging from a rave floor. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, campy sexy. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze dropping ice puns like it's a full-time job, iconic in the worst way possible. Here's the thing, they could have been better with just a little restraint. Less neon, lose the bat credit card, maybe give the villains actual menace instead of one-liners. But you know what? There's something charming about how unapologetically dumb they are. They're not trying to be the Dark Knight, they're trying to be comic book camp. And Schumacher commits. Were they bad? Yes. Were they fun? Also yes. I mean, why so serious? So top off your glasses and we'll roll this bat canarble wagon right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
What you sipping on?
The Singapore Sling!
So those of you that joined me for Liquid Lunch today heard the history of the Singapore Sling. You heard a couple different variations on the recipe, and I went for it hard. This is a triple, very gin forward. Obviously in the afternoon I wasn't drinking that much gin. There's a lot more gin in here, a lot more cherry liqueur, a little less grenadine. I basically made it the way it calls for, so I'm going to give it a try and we'll see. Bottoms up. I hate this. I really do. This is terrible. I'm gonna drink it because I am not gonna waste the gin, but it is a waste of gin. Oh my gosh. but I'm doing it because this is the shtick. We're going to get through all the drinks from the movie Cocktail. I'm going back to what Martini said back in It's a Wonderful Life, where we serve hard drinks for people that want to get drunk fast. That's what I should really stick to. I really, really should. Anyway, let's say hi to everybody. I'm gonna keep my sidekick waiting. I think he needs to relax. I think he needs to calm down. It's not relaxing. It's a shame, but you know what? Chill. Let me say hi to the chat, starting with speaking of cucumber, green like a cucumber, Lynn Green, good to see you, Lynn. Bruce Tim had a guest response, a great response, in the Legend of the Dark Knight episode. Kid in the shoemaker's window, wrapped in a feather boa, talking about a black vinyl bat suit. Whatever, Joel. Interesting take. Good evening, everyone. I hope you have a great show tonight. Thank you so much, Big Al. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the raid. I hope it was a good movie. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Jamie Lynn says, can't wait. Neither can I. I've been looking forward to this all week. Gotta tell you. Despite the bad booze. I mean, it even has a froth on top. It doesn't make sense to me. Well, it's so much pineapple juice. That's probably why. Joe's Atmosphere says the good Batman Forever, the bad Batman and Robin, the ugly Bat-nips. Yes. Before we get too far into it, I want you to start thinking about something. We're going to make a lot of jokes about Bat-nips, right? Why did Batman and Robin get Bat-nips, but Batgirl didn't? I don't think that's fair. Netter's in here dropping the emojis and the sweeties and the, for me, love of my life. She did have something she needed to take care of. She'll be back in we'll give her about 15 minutes or so. And she extols the benefits of being a member for 7 cents a day. Guys, let me tell you something. I am at the point where I'm at 85 members. I am within spitting distance of where we were at the end of the year last year. I got to over 100 members, going right into New Year. With your help, we could get back there. Even if it's only temporary, we could get there. We absolutely could. That would be a wonderful, wonderful thing. Heck, it could happen tonight. If everybody that was here was to gift one membership or become a member if you're not already a member, that would do it. Remember, for 7 cents a day, it's $2 a month. Like I said, Films with Friends raid, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to have Netter taste it, see what she thinks. Enjoy your drink tonight, my friends. Wishing everyone a great weekend ahead. Thank you so much. Of course, Deleted Seams also says like, share, subscribe, do all those things. Sir Torrin Clegane, I finally get to say this after so long. Good evening, everyone. Yes, it has been a while. We have missed you, but I know you've got a crazy schedule and you've been very, very busy. As has Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube. She is on so many channels, but not least of which is her own Fluff Chick Productions. Welcome. JPRPH1, hail, folks. Hail to you as well, JPRPH1. Slasher Fred, haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you. These two movies were very great. It was first time that audiences got to see the character from. Actually, damn, that's right. Of course, you mean on the big screen. In that generation, because keep in mind, the Adam West Burt Ward Batman did have a movie, so he was in a feature film prior to this. But most of the people that saw it under Joel Schumacher's reign hadn't been born, so didn't see it in theaters. Heck, I didn't even see it in theaters. I I didn't see it until it was on TV. As a matter of fact, I saw it on Svengoolie. He didn't always do just horror. Like, share, subscribe, or I guess you could say, a non-serious Batman movie might be a horror to you. I don't know. Like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member, and if you're going to give a super chat of $5 or more, why not gift a membership and get us that much closer to 100 members? We could do it. We absolutely could. In fact, putting his money where his mouth is, $10 for you, not to finish your terrible drink. I don't want to see you suffer, brother. Well, I'll mention this to Netter when she gets here, and we'll see. Maybe she'll make me a martini. And then you're right. Then I won't have to. But yeah, $10 would make up for the lost gin. Actually, it would be a great down payment on a couple of gins I want to try. You guys probably heard about that during Liquid Lunch. I was talking about that. Joshua V, haven't seen you in a bit, but good evening to you, my friend. Always good to see you. And this was the first Batman movie I got to watch, which made me go back and watch the original Burton Batman. Yeah, we'll talk about the connection between the two, or lack thereof. Your mileage may vary. How old the Svengoolie block on meat? Oh gosh, Joshua, I'm a Chicago boy. Svengoolie goes way back before there was a Me TV. Before there was cable TV. Yes, Rich Coase, the current Svengoolie, started as the son of Svengoolie back in like the early 80s, before most people even had cable. But I watched Svengoolie even before Rich Coase, when it was Jerry G. Bishop. And when he retired and Rich Coase took over, he was the son of Svengoolie. That's how old I am. That's how long I have been with Svengoolie. Slasher Fred says, I remember when the original 1989 movie came out, and it was a big shock because those who grew up watching those old Adam West and Burt Ward series remember it being goofy. Yes, but to be fair, a lot of us were also comic book fans. So we were like, I see where they're going with this. I really do, I always wanted to see the block on Saturdays, but never got a chance. Fair. The original 89 movie became the inspiration for those modern serious superhero movies. Yeah, that's the problem. Doing that with Batman is one thing. Doing it with Superman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern, and every other superhero, they're not interchangeable, folks. They're not. And we'll get into that as we get into this topic. I know this is not a popular position, but I have never, ever liked the character of probably Robin. I don't care which Robin it was. I didn't like Batman and Robin, the concept of it. That's fair, but I'm guessing that you weren't a comic book reader, especially when Tim Drake was introduced, and they made it very clear why the character of Robin is so important. And especially in this modern age of grimdark, ultra-realistic Batman needs a Robin. Now more than ever. He really does. Kapla! Having a good day. Met fellow YouTuber, train guy, bituminous coal, while rail fanning. So good to meet a YouTuber I follow in person. Yeah. You knew somebody in person before he became a YouTuber, so hey there. And then I also did not like the Adam West Batman. When I got older, I liked it even less, because then I realized they were just making fun of Batman. No, they weren't, and we'll get into that. And we'll explain the difference. This isn't He-Man. And Netter is now here. So you know what, Boomer, I'm going to bring Netter in first because she just got here. And Netter, I wanted to fill you in that I don't care for this drink. It's really, really ick. And
Too booze heavy?
no, it just tastes.
Too sweet?
Try it. Try it. You'll see. You'll see.
Well, I like the color.
I didn't like the foam on top, but that comes from shaking a drink that's got fruit juice in it.
What was the main alcohol in this?
Gin.
That's what I'm tasting, and I don't like gin.
Well, but the problem is that the juniper is completely lost. I could have
Okay.
just as easily gone with vodka.
I'm getting the gin. I'm getting like the afternotes of the pineapple juice.
I may
And
have.
it's something else that's ick.
Yeah, I did. I think one too many dashes of Angostura bitters, but that should not matter. That should not matter so much. It's so I got a $10 super chat from Geek Flag saying, Troy, here's $10 for you to not finish that terrible drink. I don't want to see you suffer, brother. So I said I wouldn't drink it if Netter was willing to make me a martini. So
I was going to give you a Diet Dr. Pepper
well,
or something.
I'll use that as a chaser, but if you want to make, I've got the gin upstairs.
I forget. How do I make it?
Gin, Cokie Americano, which is in the fridge. Go 2 parts to 1 part, and
So just
I should
those
be
two?
good. And a couple of olives. Couple 3 if you go with your Spanish olives.
Okay, so you said the gin and Cokie Americano, and what's the ratio again?
I'd say 2 gins to 1 Cokie.
Okay.
And okay, so I was caught up. So let's go ahead and get Boomer in here. Boomer, are you chillaxed a bit, or are you still ready to go off on a screed?
Frankly, I think that the drink you were having earlier is appropriate for tonight's stream because you hate it, just like I hate these movies. But we'll get into it.
Well, what are you sipping on?
I got a Coke. I was eating some cherries, so I thought maybe if I have a Coke after the cherries, it'll taste like cherry Coke. But it tastes like
Guys, I got to tell you, Netter made some cookies this week for my D&D game. It's Star Wars actually.
Ooh.
And she made cherry.
There's 2 in the box next to you.
Gotcha, thanks. Cherry Jello cookies. And the only way I can describe it, they're perfect cookies, perfect cookie texture. They're sweet and sharp like a cherry candy is what they are. So one of those with a glass of like Dr. Pepper or Coke, you got yourself a dessert, my friends. But was your Coke in a plastic bottle or a glass bottle? We were talking about that at lunch today.
I drink out of cans.
Can. That's better. That's
Yes.
better. Can is definitely better than plastic bottle, but it's still plastic lined. If you can get it in glass, yeah. Did you not know that?
No.
Plastic, any soda, any acidic soda, will start eating through the aluminum can. So they line it with a plastic liner. So you're not really getting away from plastic by using a can. It's better, but still not great. You want a good flavor. Just the flavor of the soda. Get it in, and this is what I was saying during Liquid Lunch today. I said my speculation is that all of this talk about fructose versus glucose or cane sugar or whatever is fugazi. If all other things are equal, I don't believe people would notice the difference. The difference they're noticing is the difference between plastic and glass, because Mexican Coke comes in glass bottles.
It does.
And look, I said a long time ago, I literally threw out, I don't know, I must have thrown out about $100 worth of booze that was in plastic bottles. I said, I'm done with this. I said, if I'm going to drink, I'm going to drink what I enjoy, and I'm not enjoying anything that comes in a plastic bottle, because it's got that chemical flavor to it, especially when it's alcohol. And honestly, The same is true with sodas as
I
well.
can't open it.
This one is a corked one.
Yes, I know. I can't open it.
Neither can I, apparently. I need something to grip it with.
Something like this?
I'm not sure that'll work, but I'll try. Oh, yeah. Apparently so. There you go. It's in the...
Yes, I'm aware.
There you go. So let's get back to what you guys are saying. Have to disagree. They were making jokes, but the comics were crazy during that time period. That's true. Silver Age 70s comics were literally batshit bizarre. And there were episodes of the Adam West Batman that were taken directly from the comics. Talk about being faithful to the source material. They absolutely
They were being faithful, I think, to the source material at the time, which was what was
Yes.
being made in the 1960s, where the comics got a
Yes.
little weird because of the 60s era, also because they were having to deal with the post-comics code where they couldn't have Batman doing a lot of the traditional stuff, right? Yes.
Yes,
So,
absolutely right. Adam West is the Batman I grew up with and still appreciate. I'm with you, Mark. And I'll get into in a little bit why I'm going to defend the Adam West. In the opening of the movie, when Alfred suggests that Batman should take a sandwich, he tells him he will get drive-through.
Yep.
That makes me think of when McDonald's once had their Batman return items. I have no idea. I don't know this for sure, but I suspect there was a tie-in.
Can I chime into that? We'll get
Sure,
into that
please.
later. But yes, there was a commercial where they show that exact scene from the movie Batman Forever. I'll get
Yeah.
drive-through, and then you see him pulling into a McDonald's in the commercial, the Batmobile, not Val Kilmer, but you could tell it was him. And hi, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get you? And of course, they're advertising their combo meal, which I'll get into. Yeah, so McDonald's did have the tie-in with Batman Forever. We'll get into it.
We'll
when we get to
return.
that
We'll
point.
return to
Yes.
that topic because I
Yes.
got something to say about that too.
Yes.
The only reason the character of Robin was introduced in the comics was marketing. Back then, they thought adding a kid's sidekick would make kids more interested in the comics. That's true. That is true. Then they had to make it very clear that the two characters weren't gay because comic code, which was a
Yep.
big deal during the Adam West period. And we'll talk. We may mention how the press dealt with that one, or how Adam West and Burt Ward dealt with it.
Robin's been around forever, though. He was in the first Joker story. I think he was
Yes,
like
he
within the
was.
first year of the comics. They had Robin, I think. Yeah. So.
Yep. And to give Batman someone to talk to, every Sherlock Holmes needs a Watson. Otherwise, it's all internal monologue. That's an excellent point. If Batman is analogous to Sherlock Holmes, you need a Watson. Just saying. Hating on Robin is kind of like hating on Watson. Let's see. Though that is the initial reason for the character to exist, the meaning behind the character can change over the years. Batman was originally just a ripoff of the Shadow, but he evolved. That's actually an excellent point. And as I said with the time of Tim Drake, the introduction of Tim Drake introduced the character of Tim Drake, who you see through a first-person lens. You don't see him. You see through his eyes as he is kind of stalking Dick Grayson, but not like in a creepy way. At first you do think it's creepy. You think he's like some sort of a villain. In fact, you think that he is a villain that the Teen Titans are dealing with. And when it becomes very clear that he's not, he shows up at the door of Titan Tower. And Dick Grayson, Robin answers. And he goes, Robin, I know you're Dick Grayson, and Bruce needs you. That's how one of the issues ends. The very next issue, he says, what do you mean? He says, look, I've done all the detective work. I know that you're Dick Grayson, that you're Bruce Wayne's ward, that you were Robin, and now you've quit being Robin to be Nightwing, and you're full-time with the Teen Titans in another city, and Bruce needs you. And he lays out the fact that since Robin has been gone, he's become brutal. He's been nearly killing his villains, and he's getting reckless, and he's getting injured. And he needs Robin to be a grounding force in his life. And when...
It's a double, and the only olives I had upstairs were garlic.
Perfect. Oh, it smells great. Perfect as always. Oh, that's got a nice sweetness to it. That's got a little bit of the sweetness from the Cokie. Ooh, it warms going down. Oh, thank you so much, Geek Flack with Nate Knows, and thank you to my beautiful bartender.
Well, I couldn't let you drink that abomination.
Yeah, that was oof.
I'll put your...
Oh, to keep it cold? Okay, yeah. Fair enough. But, so when it becomes very clear to Dick Grayson that he's right, he does need a Robin, he goes, look, I see what you mean. He does need a Robin. But I can't be that Robin. But you can. And that's how Tim Drake became my second favorite Robin, to be honest with you. Although Jason Todd can just, pound sand, in my opinion. Let's see. Speaking of Drew Barrymore, were we talking? Oh, yeah, that's right. Drew Barrymore. We'll be talking about her, I'm sure. Was also in the classic thriller Poison Ivy. That's an interesting connection. You're absolutely right.
Well, she's also in Batman Forever.
Exactly right. Hey, Netter, you have my address. So can a brother get some of those cookies through the mail?
Did you show what they look like?
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not. Yeah, they're bright red.
That was cherry.
They're bright red cherry. Yeah, they're yum. They're all kinds of yum.
They're very, very cherry flavored too. I mean, the flavor just comes out. I mean, I could share the recipe. It's really easy.
Plastic and glass, the 6th and 7th food group. Well, I'll tell you what. Glass is pretty inert. It's a great thing to keep your food in, and you're not consuming it. But plastic, I guarantee you, you absolutely are. And men of a certain age, if you're developing breasts, it's because of all the plastic in your system. I promise you. I respect Adam West's portrayal. The older I get, one of, if not, the best Batman. I'm with you. I'm with you there. I don't know if you know this, but there was a very dark opening in Batman Forever, which takes place in Arkham, with the psychiatrist finding out that Two-Face has escaped. I had not heard that. That's very interesting. I have 4 McDonald's glasses from Batman and Robin. My right juice glasses when I drank juice. Now they are for wine. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Drinking juice.
Oh!
It's special juice.
Oh, and look who we have. Look who we have, my friends. It's... and my monkey strolling through the last call chat. Salute, my friends. That one's new today, and I'll work on the singing. I may re-record that, but it was a quick one for today. Yeah. I might let Netta record it. Who knows?
The style of Marilyn Monroe.
Absolutely. And then I don't know. Should I sing this one? Sugar and spice and all things nice. Kisses sweeter than wine. I may do that as a karaoke one of these days. The late Robin Williams was one of the actors before Jim Carrey who was originally going to play the Riddler. I've heard a couple different reasons why he didn't. One was that he passed on it. Another was that it was a scheduling conflict. I had also heard he was up for the role of Joker, but honestly, unless he was going for a more Cesar Romero style Joker, I think they chose right with Jack Nicholson. In all the Batman movies, this was the first time that we all got to learn the real names of all the villains. Well, if you were a comic book... Well, okay, you're saying in terms of the movies. You're right. You're right. Comic book fans all knew. Welcome, Tired Midnight Blogger, Curtis Selby. Always good to see you, my friend. Mumbler. I may be mumbling by the time I'm done with... Did you say this was a triple or a...
Double.
Double, okay.
Well, because by itself, it barely reached the top of the first olive.
I know. See, she understands. This woman gets me. She really does get me. That's why there's also 2 olives in here. 2 olives because it's a double. I'm sure she would have given me 3 olives had it been a triple, so I shouldn't have even had to ask. And we're caught up. So let us go ahead and get to...
Good night, ladies.
I'm just joking. Let's get to the presentation.
Anyway, now, if for anyone new to our Batman streams, we did in the past cover Tim Burton Batman Returns, and also we did a stream on those books you've been reading, the follow-ups
Yes,
that should have
did.
happened.
I will be getting to Batman Revolution soon. I am not very far into it. This is clearly the Riddler story we would have gotten had they stuck with Tim Burton. Okay. But what I am also reading is the Batman '89 comics, which are also what we would have gotten if we had continued with Batman with Tim Burton. And let me go full screen again real quick, because take a look at that.
Whoa,
take a look at that.
Cool. Very cool.
Harvey Dent, the way he was originally meant to be. Absolutely right. Oh, and guess who that is? That's Barbara Gordon, as played by Winona Ryder.
Yes, please.
And we don't see Robin's face. We don't see Robin's face, but guess who Robin was? We all know. Let's get back to the presentation, though.
I don't think it was Keanu Reeves.
No. They were looking at one of the Wayans brothers, as
I remember. Yes.
And just in case the guys get bored with Star Wars, my Batman role-playing game too.
I remember that. That came out back when the movie came out, the '89. It was a repackage, yeah.
What it really was a repackaging of the Mayfair Games DC role-playing game. It's the exact same rules, same stats for Batman and his rogues gallery, and they just condensed down just the Batman aspect of
and I'm
it.
sure it's compatible if you got the larger DC game. You could use all the stuff you made with
It's
that.
not at all different at all. I mean, it literally, if you look at Batman in the Justice League source book, in the base game source book, and in that book, the stats are identical. So all they were doing was repackaging it to capitalize on the popularity of the Batman movies. And to be honest with you, I knew that when I bought it, but I was just feeling a little, I'm going to collectorize this, so I did, you know.
So this is...
Oh, I forgot. Deleted's got a kind of Winona thing. I know that Winona had a bit of a kleptomania problem for a while. I think she stole his heart, so, you know.
Hey, we got yeah. Oh man, that's not funny. Okay, please make it stop.
I'm not sure I understand. I hope you're not typing one-handed, Sir Torrin. I really do.
I get what you're saying about the stealing his heart.
Within throwing distance.
It's not me. I'm just warning off these hornballs in the chat.
Please make it stop. Well, frankly, speaking of which, I'm a fan of Nicole Kidman in Batman Forever, but...
Nicole Kidman looked great, but it seemed pretty pointless. I think it was a wasted...
Quiet.
Character. It would have been a much better character for comic book fans if she'd been Harleen Quinzel, to be honest.
They hadn't gotten there yet. I'll explain. Batman the Animated Series was still pretty fresh.
You're right.
And I don't think they'd even introduced her to the comic book. Let's be honest. Batman the Animated Series, in my opinion, I feel like the first two movies, they're echoes of those in the animated series, like in some stylings and stuff. And I thought going into this, well, we're going to get Two-Face and Riddler. They're going to be echoing what I saw in the animated series. Nope. 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 Go ahead. Sorry. What were we doing here?
Oh, who played Egghead on the TV series? That would have been Mr. Vincent Price.
If Schumacher had done a third one, it would have been Egghead. You barked my words. That would have been it.
And if you are a big fan of Egghead, check out Figures Toy Company. They have a Mego scale Egghead figure in the likeness of Vincent Price. So go check it out.
I have please make it stop underneath. So let's.
I know you're not a big fan of the Schumacher films. I get it.
Okay. Well, I remember this was coming out this summer. Believe it or not, this was not the movie I was looking forward to the most. That was the Judge Dredd movie with Stallone, because I was a big fan of those British comics. And
yep.
This was the other big comic book movie that summer, Batman Forever. And I knew we were getting a new Batman. No, what's his name? Michael Keaton was out, and we get Val Kilmer. Felt a little funny about that. Also, no Tim Burton this time around. I knew about that too, but I guess Joel Schumacher, who did make, I was singing his praises the other week with The Lost Boys, so I have liked his movies. So, you know, The Lost Boys, he did that.
I did like Lost Boys.
Yeah.
I've got a kind of love-hate relationship with Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
He did some great movies. He did some not-so-great movies. He did some movies that I vacillated on whether I liked them or not. Phantom of the Opera, for example. Another nipple-heavy movie. And not in the way that I would prefer.
You know what I did like about the Phantom of the Opera? I liked Minnie Driver as the diva character in the beginning. Remember her voice gets all froggy. I thought she was a good casting there, but
for who? For which character?
The diva. Remember the diva, the one who's complaining. The diva character.
Was that Minnie Driver?
That was Minnie Driver, I believe, in the beginning. I thought that was good casting. Yes. I thought that was good.
That was actually brilliant casting.
Yes.
And I have, even that movie, I have vacillated back and forth. I believe Sir Torrin is in the chat. I'd love for you to chime in on the film adaptation of the Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera. What is your opinion about it?
So this movie, I knew we were getting Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, which that was what I was most worried about, just from seeing how he looked in the previews. I mean, here's the thing. Two-Face was a very serious character on the animated series, as I imagine he is in the comics. I guess the Riddler they're making wacky, but I guess that's okay. But I just thought Two-Face should have been a more serious character to countermand the.
I would have gone the other way around. I feel like the Riddler should have been more serious.
Well, he was on the animated series. He was very cold and calculated. And oddly enough, what's his name? Is the actor's name Glover something? He was the one who played Lex Luthor's dad on Smallville. He's the evil scientist in the sequel to this, the Batman and Robin.
Yes, Dr. Woodrow, who actually is also a DC villain by the name of Floronic Man, which I'll touch on in just a second. I did want to mention that I did just start a goal. I mentioned earlier on that I was trying to get to 100 members. If we could do that this stream, that would be so awesome. And look, Nate is already on the ball with it. He dropped a super chat, a gifted membership that went to Ghost Bastards Band. Welcome, Ghost Bastards Band. That just sounds like a channel you guys should be following. So go check it out. That is a
nice name.
But that's 1 out of 15. We could get to 100 members by the end of this stream with your help. If everybody in the stream right now either became a member or gifted a membership, we could absolutely do it. We could absolutely do it. Am I worth $5 to you? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Is the entertainment you get from my channel worth $5? Just saying. That's a tough one. I've never had a chance to see the stage. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sir Torrin. It really is. I think it's his best. and I really like Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice, to be honest with you. But and I don't think Tim Rice gets enough credit. But Phantom of the Opera is my favorite. He knocked it out of the park with that, and I vacillated back and forth on the movie. I never had a chance to see the stage production, so I was looking forward to it, and I enjoyed it, but I understand people who've seen the show not enjoying it. Plus, I was in love with the girl they cast as Christine, so it got 2 thumbs up from me. See, the girl that they cast as Christine never had a chance with me because I was so in love with Mrs. Andrew Lloyd Webber that I never gave her a chance. But yes, you're right. She actually wasn't bad. I would have thought of her more as a Meg than as a Christine, but maybe I just saw it when I was too old. Troy said the name like it was all caps. Which name?
Christine? I don't know.
Christine. Still haven't seen Forever or Batman and Robin. Those are up next in my old Batman quadrilogy. But I do know the basic plot points of what happens. So is Batman Forever and Batman and Robin part of a quadrilogy, or do they stand on their own?
Okay. What? Okay. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, here's my thought. My thought going into this when I'm watching this is that I don't care what they're saying, this is not a sequel to the Tim Burton Batman movie.
Wait a minute, I have to interrupt you because this is a great comment. You're worth $5 by yourself, Troy. You're worth $15 with Boomer. The show is priceless with Netters.
Oh, thank
Nice.
you.
So sweet.
I know that these technically are, I think, supposed to be related to the Burton movies. For starters, there's even this thing, executive producer Tim Burton. You know, when that came on, when I'm watching this in the theater, the crowd was clapping and all excited because they saw Tim Burton's name. And I kind of want to say, you know, he didn't make this.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with it. He just made money.
He's behind it. I know you think he's behind this, and I can already tell it's not there. So
it actually kind of hurts that people don't understand that he had contractual rights that they had to pay him for, and that's why he received money for these movies. But he didn't have any and that's why he wasn't involved, because they didn't give him the creative control he needed to continue his movies, which is why these comic books are worth your time, because they kind of speculated how he would have gone,
how he would have done them,
based on the rumors of what he had planned, what they would have done.
And we don't have to worry about us spoilering these movies, because frankly,
they're what, like 30 years old or something like that.
No, there's not much for me to spoil about it. I mean, there's no plot. Okay, there's no plot for these movies.
That's true.
There's Jim Carrey's Riddler. Jim Carrey, I'll say this, when they let him loose, he's fun to watch.
He is fun, that's true. What were you going to say, Netter?
It's like when we went to see Passion of the Christ and we're talking about it on our way out, and some guy's like, don't spoil it.
No spoilers. Goes,
la, 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 la. Where it's like,
seriously, you don't know he gets nailed to a tree at the end, you dumbass?
It's like, you never read your Bible, you know?
I mean, that's probably the most well-known story in history.
I had people in the theater after saying, I didn't expect them to die or they got killed. And it's like, yes, and if you're paying attention, he's resurrected at the end. That's kind of the point. But yes.
Yeah.
You don't know this story?
Titanic. No spoilers. Dude, the boat sinks. The hell did you think? I'm spoiling history from before you were freaking born. If you didn't learn this, you're a dumbass and you deserve to have the movie spoiled for you.
All right, let me find a picture because Geek Flag is bringing it up. Hold on. We'll get to these other pictures.
Whoa, wait, can you back up one?
No, we'll get back to it. Just have some patience. Where the heck is the... Joy, how many pictures do I have in this?
Wow, hello.
I love them, Mike. There we go. I couldn't get a great picture of this. I'm sorry. Every time I put in the Batman Forever Batmobile, I get model kits online. But what did we think
If
of
you get a good
Geek
picture
Flag?
of it, though, you don't know the difference.
Geek Flag despises this. He just wrote in the chat. What do you think of the Batman Forever, Batman and Robin Batmobile?
What do I think of it?
Yes. They changed it for these
It was
movies.
okay. I didn't care much
Yeah.
for it. Compared to the Tim Burton one, I didn't care for it. But I
Yes.
understand the marketing reason why they did it. Critical thinking and drinking over on X. Thank you so much. Deleted. Pay attention. You can see when people are commenting on X. Okay?
Does that just say X next to it?
This is an example. Look at that little X next to Critical Dry 1, and he is not dry. He's a brother after my own heart. And if Lynn Green was over on the Green Machine, you would see the Green Arrow. Green Arrow. Trying to imagine a more campy and fun movie at the same time. Well, the original Batman movie.
Okay, so
Maybe,
people are
you know
not-
what, Boomer, this might be a good place for me to interject this just because of this comment.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is why I give some grace to Joel Schumacher. A little bit. Because I do expect people that make a movie... Look, when we live in an era of people, method acting and getting into their roles, living their roles, only call me by my character name, and, starving themselves to death because their character is, I don't know, whatever the thing is, stupid stuff they do. I expect that if you're going to do any role, Batman, He-Man, Superman, Spider-Man, whatever man you're playing, maybe do a little fucking research, understand what the character is. Now, that being said, this is why I can give Joel Schumacher some grace. He may have done his research, and he may have focused on the Adam West Batman. Mistaken, barking up the wrong tree, but I do feel that these movies are in that vein. They are the farce of a story, as Adam West himself put it, and they weren't intended to be mean-spirited. They weren't what He-Man is, that is literally antagonistic of and poking fun at the fans of the very film they're making. I don't feel that Joel Schumacher did this in bad spirit towards the fans. He's even come out and apologized for misunderstanding the character.
And I want to thank Geek Flag with Nate for being the producer of tonight's show.
He really has been. I was getting to that. I didn't want to miss the point I was making, but if I could, I would give Netters a membership. Yeah, you don't have the ability to choose, but super appreciate
But it's always
it.
funny when I get gifted one and I'm like, I can come in whenever I want.
Culture Casino's actually been gifted a membership on his own channel.
That's funny.
60s OG Batman movie is campy and bad. Yeah, no.
Okay. Here's what it is. I think that Batman Forever, they say on one of the DVDs that this was supposed to be, that they were using the 1950s comics or as the reference point, and then of course Batman and Robin would be the 60s comics as the reference point.
I dig
Which
it.
would have been if we had gotten another one, we would have had the 70s comics as a reference point.
There is a certain camp to the whole concept behind Adam West. Okay, for example, I just watched a video recently, and this was something I actually knew, that Ralph Nader wrote into, was it CBS Studios? I think it was CBS Studios. I'm not sure. Whoever it was that did the Batman TV show, and said that he was doing this big campaign to raise awareness of how important seatbelts were. And he was like, I really think it would go a long way if Batman and Robin were shown buckling up. So after the studio received, and I think it was Desi Liu, I think that was CBS, when they got this letter, the very next episode, they literally got a scene of them buckling up, and that scene of them close up buckling up was replayed throughout the series to demonstrate how important it was. Now you could argue, well, look, this is a jet powered jet engine, super fast, dangerous. Yeah, they needed to be buckled up. But nonetheless, they always talked about, following the law and so on and so forth. And they were obsequious in that. But damn, this was a show for kids. And it really did teach pretty damn good moral lessons. Guys, compare that to the superhero movies you got today with swinging friggin' wangs on the show. And, blowing people up with your heat vision. For crying out loud, it's a far cry. I'll go with Adam West every damn day over what has happened to superhero films and shows. Oh, you know what this means?
Shimmy left, shimmy right, party fuck is dancing tonight. Hearts go popping out his bum, wiggle, wiggle, here they come. Come. Cute as can be with a fluffy tail sway, spreading love in the silliest way. Farty fox, you're the best. Boop, 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 you're simply the cutest mess.
Netter, did you enjoy that?
I did.
How much did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it a lot. You want another drink, don't you?
Bring the presentation back.
Okay. Damn, man.
Work tomorrow, and I want to get through this thing. There we go. Val Kilmer, do we like him? Oh, here we go. Okay, yes.
They make me wear seatbelts. They shut down my bar. They take smoking out of restaurants. Why is the government trying to keep me alive?
Single or double?
Double. We're going into the back half of the show.
Okay. Do we like Val Kilmer as Batman?
Wait a minute. Let me speak to this. So I had a real problem with the whole idea of enforcing wearing seatbelts, right? I hated the fact that I've changed my opinion about her, but at the time I was very antagonistic of Barbara Mandrell because she was doing two campaigns at the same time. One, everyone has to wear seatbelts. Two, she was Buy American. If you love that freedom, I'm like, fuck you. I love that freedom. I want the freedom to not have to be dictated to that I'm wearing a damn seatbelt. But in fairness, I do understand the importance of seatbelts. And let me tell you why I've chosen to wear a seatbelt ever since. I had a doctor at the time. When Netter and I were first married, we went to a doctor who said to me, "So, do you smoke?" "No, I don't smoke." "Do you drink?" I said, "Very, very rarely." He said, "Do you wear a seatbelt?" And I'm like, "Huh?" He goes, "You don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't do drugs. If I can get you to wear a seatbelt, then I've done my job of extending your life." And I was like, damn. You know what? You put that so great, and you were so convicting. I will wear a seatbelt from now on, and I've worn a seatbelt ever since. So there you go. Anyway, Val Kilmer. No. George Clooney.
No, this is Val Kilmer, unless I picked the wrong
Is this
picture.
Val Kilmer? Do I like
think
Val
it
Kilmer?
is.
Is that what you're asking?
As Batman, how do we like him? Bruce Wayne. I got to pick of him, Bruce Wayne. There we go.
I gotta move me so that we can see him.
I don't. Okay, yes. Well, there you go. See?
I thought he was a serviceable
Okay.
substitute for Michael Keaton. But here's what I'll say. Michael Keaton, during these four movies, excuse me, I got the hiccups. During these four movies was the quintessential Batman because he played Bruce Wayne, the affected Bruce Wayne, and Batman as two completely different characters. And even when he wasn't wearing the cowl, even when he was Bruce Wayne, you could still tell when he was Batman. They were two different personas. Bruce Wayne was an affectation that he put on in public, right? Neither of these other two actors got that. However, having said that, if I was going to rank them, obviously I'd put Michael Keaton first, which is interesting because when I first heard he'd been cast, I wasn't in favor of it until I saw him. Then I was like, okay, he won me over. Then Val Kilmer, and then George Clooney. George Clooney did not play the character any differently, whether it was Bruce Wayne or Batman. The only difference was the cowl. Whereas I felt like Val Kilmer kind of understood, but he didn't put enough Bruce Wayne into Bruce Wayne affectation. But I thought he was a reasonable replacement for Michael Keaton.
It's funny rewatching this movie and being a fan of the comedic Batman cartoon, Batman the Brave and the Bold, that's based on the Silver Age. The way that Batman talks on this show is kind of like the way the Batman in this movie talks, the way Val Kilmer talked. That, how can I put this? Like he always has the answer, but he says it very plainly. It's just kind of, I don't know.
In the animated series, yeah. I like the fact that
this is the not the regular animated. This is the one that came later.
Right.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that in the animated series, Bruce Wayne wasn't bumbling, right? He was still very capable, right?
Right.
And I think I don't feel like that Bruce Wayne cared whether his secret identity was blown.
Well, he did come off. How can I put this? There was one scene when Harvey Dent was having his trouble in the animated series, and the big bad heart person was he calls Bruce Wayne a rich twit. He gets, get away from me, you rich twit. It's like he comes off as sort of like what do you call it? Like a rich person. Like he's not bad, but he's not like the brightest. But he's not.
Well,
he's not
in
bumbling
fairness,
though. He's not klutzy. Yeah.
Christopher Bale got this on right when he has
it's like,
that
like
whole
Christian Bale did the same thing. Yes.
That whole party scene
yes.
in whichever movie it was where he plays like he's a drunkard. He's like, get the fuck out of my house. He didn't say fuck, but you know what I mean. And he was doing it.
Otherwise, they were going to get killed.
Save their damn lives.
Yes.
But he had no problem with looking like the asshole to save people's lives because he's Batman first,
okay.
Bruce Wayne second.
Double boost sponge.
Oh, dude. So Netter is bringing me a little bit of her dinner. Let me go full screen so I can share this with you. I made this for Netter before the stream. I made her some garlic cheesy bread.
From scratch. From
scratch, but it's not bread. It's made with eggs and buttermilk powder. No carbs. So she's still giving it to me as a booze sponge. So
I thought you were eating some fried bat wings.
Oh no! Because we don't want to spread no diseases, right? We don't want another lockdown. Oh, anyway. Did you see Tulsa? Well, those of you that know, I don't need to get into that tonight. Let me bring back the presentation. There we go.
All right. So anyway, let's move forward here. We have Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. My opinion on this performance is it's awful, but you may vary with you. Okay, go ahead.
No, my biggest problem is, and this is where I think the shill media and the Hollywood elites can go F themselves, because this is a race swap of a race swap, and I'm pissed about it. I wanted Billy D. Williams.
Yes.
I wanted Billy D. Williams. I did not have a problem with them race swapping the character. Once they did it, you shouldn't race swap it back again, you
This is why I had a problem at the time thinking this was related to the Burton movies, because I'm like, well, you got a new Batman and you don't not have a new Two-Face. You have a new Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
It's like, what's... And new Batmobile look completely different, too. Batmobile look completely different. You had Alfred back, though.
And this brings... Yeah, that does
and Commissioner Gordon.
But this does bring up the fan theory that these Schumacher films are not in canon with the Tim Burton films. Instead, they are films about Batman within the Tim Burton Batman universe.
That's weird.
I find it interesting, yeah.
Everything is wrong here. Everything is wrong with the way he looks. On Batman. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. My mouth is full.
Anyway, okay, this is. Look at him. He has the big purple face, and the other side of the suit is more of these loud colors, and the other side of the suit is normal. Batman, the animated series, I always thought it was cool because one side of the suit was a black suit with a white shirt and a black tie. The other side was a white suit with a black shirt and a white tie. The suit was inverted on the other side, which I thought was fascinating. Whereas this, it's just let's just give loud colors on one side and not loud. I guess. You don't have to differentiate yourself from the cartoon because you own it, okay? I don't...
Here's the other problem that I have. At first, I really liked the makeup job because it looked so much like what you see in the comics.
True.
And then I started to think about it, and I'm like, it looks too much like what you see in the comics. If you're going for photorealism, that's not what an acid burn would look like. What they did in the Christian Bale Batman was a little bit more accurate. I don't know, guys. Just that doesn't really. And here's the other problem. He didn't really play Two-Face. He played Kmart Timu Joker is what he played. You know,
he did the thing with the coins. At least they kept that. I can't think that they would. So I will give them points. He did still go with the coin philosophy when he's making decisions. There's that part where the Riddler comes to see him and he's like, "Well, I could either work with you and we'll stop Batman, or I could just kill you on the spot. We'll let the coin decide." And then you're not sure how the scene's going to go, and then you see them robbing someplace. So I guess it landed the way it would have benefited. They're his two girlfriends, though. Drew Barrymore on the left. Who the heck was the one on the right? Italian-American actress. I don't remember her name, though. But
I don't either, but let me just say that, of course, maybe I am partial to blondes, but I'm just...
They both look good.
It looks great there.
Right? I mean, she's supposed to be the good side, but let me tell you, that's a hotter outfit, in my opinion. Just saying. Okay.
I just had to put them in there. We have Jim Carrey as Edward Nygma, who's obsessed with Bruce Wayne and doesn't like the fact that his inventions aren't being taken seriously. I will say this. There is a scene of maniacal Jim Carrey having Ed Begley Jr. strapped to a chair and throwing him out of window and then laughing about it. And I'm sorry. You know what? That might be worth the price of admission.
I mean, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong there.
He's funny in this. Jim Carrey does steal every scene he's in, and he's probably hamming him up. I don't care. Jim Carrey can be very funny in certain parts. He's actually kind of great at playing villains. They should have him do that more often. He's playing Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, and it's kind of similar zaniness that we see here in this movie. But yeah,
I feel like, you know, I really would have preferred that everybody involved with this had spent a little time in the comics. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel any of them did. None of them did. None of them took this seriously, and that's a big part of the problem. Nate says, this Two-Face, one side was straight, the other side was gay. You're going to have to explain that to me, man, because I don't know. The way I just saw that picture that Boomer had up a second ago, he had a hot chick on each arm.
Yeah.
I didn't see a girly boy on one of his arms.
I mean, definitely there's some stuff in this movie that might be about
Debbie Mazur, thank you so much.
Debbie Mazur, that's her.
Sugar and spice. And all things nice, kisses sweeter than wine.
You do get some close-up of Val Kilmer's butt in the Batman suit a few times, so, you know, there you go.
I will say this about the other Batman.
That's fake butt, then.
It is a fake butt.
No, it's all like padding and...
But I did appreciate the fact. I did mention earlier that it bothered me that Batman and Robin got nipples and Batgirl didn't, but she did get a butt shot, so...
Yeah, I think the bat nipples were so stupid. It's
They
like,
were.
what is he cold?
They absolutely well.
Oh.
They were cold, and they showed through his armor, his bulletproof armor nipples. That's just ridiculous.
Oh, Geek Flag is saying the way he was dressing, the one side of the suit.
Because that side is flamboyant. I get it.
I saw it as flamboyant. It could also be like, well,
The dual personality, though, I could totally have seen them going that route, though. This is my preferred outfit of his.
yeah, with the
I
top
like this
hat.
one better. Yeah.
On the animated series, he wears a
Darby
suit.
hat. That's a Darby
Yeah,
hat.
yeah, he has a Darby hat on the animated series, and he has a suit, but the necktie has question mark on it. That's how they did him on the animated series.
That's cool,
Similar. You would have liked him on the animated series. He was very cold and calculating, not really cracking jokes. Do you understand? But yeah.
Did you ever read a comic called The Question?
I know of the character. I've not read the comic book. Yeah.
So The Question is the DC analog of the
Rorschach.
Rorschach, yeah.
Well, Rorschach was based on the Question because he wasn't allowed to use the Question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He had no face. He had a mask that completely he had no features, no eyes, no mouth, nothing. And he was he acted as a private detective. He was very Rorschach-like, but not nuts, right? And there's this situation where he finds himself on a bus that gets hijacked by the Riddler in Gotham City.
Interesting.
And he's like, I'll let you go if you answer my riddles. And he goes, I'm not Batman. I don't play your game. He goes, but you can answer my riddles. I can answer any riddle. What's the sound of one hand clapping? If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? And he starts giving all of these like Zen type riddles that don't have an answer. He's like, hey, wait. That's no fair. And he completely busts up the Riddler playing it straight like that. And it's, he kind of leaves him like in tears by the end of it. Very, very good psychological type of storytelling. I do believe that was, what's his name? He was the writer of the Sandman stories.
Neil Gaiman?
Neil Gaiman, yeah, exactly. And you pronounce it correctly. Very good.
Yes. I learned from the best. But there's another.
I hated that costume. That was dude. You guys talking about gay? That's gay. That's effing gay.
That is gay Joker.
Yes.
Basically.
Dude, look at that hair. That's that villain character from the new Doctor Who, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
no.
Spandexy sparkly outfit. That's gay Joker.
So bad. This. Okay, let's move on to. Yeah, there they are. They're going to be scheming. He invents this brain machine that can make TV go beam into your head.
Which
then he can steal your intelligence.
I thought it was a brilliant idea because he then uses it to draw on everybody's memories. I love that idea of that technology. I also like them pairing it with the Riddler. But I especially like the fact that he got so much and couldn't shut it off that it drove him insane. That actually was good storytelling. I thought it was kind of smart.
He does do riddles in this.
Yes.
He sends Bruce Wayne these little things, and I know he shows it to the Dr. Chase Meridian. She says, in my professional opinion, he's a professional wacko. And like she goes, oh, is that a clinical term, wacko? Yeah, it's like, let's see, is there much to this? Yeah, there's the lovely Nicole Kidman. Her hair is perfect in this movie. Mm-hmm. She actually gained weight for this role. I remember reading an article at the time. Apparently, Tom Cruise would have to get her chocolate chip cookies, and that's how she gained a little bit. She had to gain a little bit of weight for this role to fill out her curves more.
She needed to be a little bit more voluptuous.
Yeah, so there you go. But yeah, this is where she's trying to seduce Batman by the bat signal. Just what am I watching here? I'm sorry.
What was his line? Something like the bat signal's not a pager or something like that.
Yeah, he says it's not a pager. He also says what's with the men and I think he says try firemen less to take off. Remember, he's like 'cause he's.
Although probably the worst thing about the Schumacher films was the scene where, after all the flirting, but staying in character, when he turns away and walks away, he puts on this big smile. And it looks so effing creepy. I was like, no. Bad Schumacher, no.
No, do you know why that happens, though? He turns around because she says, I can't, I met someone, and basically saying, I'm choosing Bruce Wayne over you, and then he turns around and he's happy because he's choosing Bruce Wayne.
Which, again, is a misunderstanding about the separation of Bruce Wayne and Batman. If it had been Clark Kent, that would have made sense.
Okay.
Superman being Clark Kent being chosen over Superman. If it's Bruce Wayne being chosen over Batman, it's like, well, you're choosing a fantasy that doesn't exist.
Well, at the end of the movie, he says the whole thing, we all wear masks, but you know what, I'm not wearing masks because Batman and Bruce Wayne are the same. That's what he says, we're the same. So he comes to that conclusion at the end. The Batmobile, this is my opinion on it. I did not like it at the time compared to what we got in the Nolan movies and beyond. I think it's an okay Batmobile.
I'm sorry, I'm just drunk enough to make this joke. Geez, women seducing bats. You got to be careful. Those bats will get into your hair.
No, I one thing I'll say, the Nolan Batmobile I think is the worst. I know why he did it that way. It's like if we had a realistic Batmobile in the real world, what would it be like? It'd be like one of these tiny tanks that they have in the Mideast Desert Storm or something, and it's like, yeah. But you know what? I don't care. It was ugly as all get out. Okay. So.
Although I have seen the comics kind of play into this, where they have had a Batmobile that looked like the Tumbler, a Batmobile that looked like the Burton version, because he has different vehicles for different needs, just like he's got different contraptions on his belt. You know, he's got something for every occasion, so he's prepared. Plus, he's rich, so he can afford multiple vehicles.
I'm not picking on the Pattinson Batmobile as much because I guess it's a Batman year one, so he's only been doing it for a year. He's not going to have a fancy.
You're giving him way too much latitude. Now, I got to say, I did like this costume for Robin. It was a good version of. It was more Tim Drake than Dick Grayson, but still, I liked it. Yes. I didn't like any of the ones that came after it, although there was one that very clearly was alluding to Nightwing.
Yeah, well, he even mentioned what. Remember, he says, "Oh, what's my sidekick name going to be? Bat Boy, Nightwing." Remember, he's running those names off to Bruce Wayne.
I like that. Yeah.
Tumblr looks like an army Hummer. Yeah, I know, and I get why Nolan went with that. I just think in retro, I just think it's an ugly looking car. Okay, here we go. Everyone loves the Hummer. Okay. I love Tumblr.
The Tumbler was the name of the vehicle that Christopher.
You are entitled to your opinion. It does not diminish my love of. I do like the Nolan trilogy, so we'll talk about that some other time. Here we have the Flying Graysons. Look at that, huh?
The Flying Graysons. I love the fact that they have that very classic Robin look, which is why he chooses that scheme. Although, let's be honest, if that was the way it was. That's kind of like announcing, hey, guess who Robin is? And by extension, guess who Batman is? You know?
Well, there's a funny scene in the movie when he steals the Batmobile. And like he jumps out of the Batmobile and he says, "You're not Batman." He says, I left my costume at home.
Right.
Remember that?
Exactly.
And here's the deal. Bruce Wayne's like, you're watching Robin in this, and he's demonstrating he has the stuff from the get-go, so I thought that was interesting. Like his family helped disarm the bomb. He gets rid of the bomb. Unfortunately, his family falls to his death while he's trying to get rid of the bomb because of something. And it's
I would also argue that this kind of amps it up. You know, Bruce Wayne lost his parents. Dick Grayson loses both his parents and a sibling.
Older brother, yeah. Older
brother. You know, that's kind of like taking it up a notch. But this is another thing that I loved about this introduction of Robin, is that it gives Bruce the opportunity to shepherd him through the loss. He's like,
Yeah.
look, you could go down the revenge path
Yeah.
and you'll be lost forever.
Yeah.
You know?
He there's a very good line is when he says, so you'll go out and you'll kill Two-Face, but it's not gonna make the pain go away. So you're gonna go out and find another Two-Face to kill. And you're gonna
Yeah.
keep going around killing until you realize that all you're living for is vengeance now and you have nothing else in your life. And I'm sorry, that's actually an argument as to why Batman doesn't kill, and I get that. It's a line you don't cross, and I thought he actually
He's even
was pretty
said
succinct about it.
that in the comics, not only killing, but using a gun. He said there's got to be a line of demarcation between us and the enemy. Otherwise, we're no different.
And we have a comic book character that did just that. His name is the Punisher. And think about the Punisher. That's all he has.
Yes.
He was basically just describing what happens with Frank Castle.
That is the difference between a hero and an anti-hero.
Yeah.
They're not here. I'm sorry. An anti-hero is not a hero. If they throw away all morality, but you like the outcome, then you're a villain too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
You know what? And I think Alfred sees the potential more than Bruce. Bruce is like, no, I can't take on a sidekick, blah, blah. And Alfred's like, this kid has the moves. He just needs to be, I guess, shepherded the right way.
But what's not
Yeah.
said,
Mentored
what
the
he
right
doesn't say is, you need to take responsibility for someone. You need to be grounded. You need to not forget that there's something more important than your mission.
Yeah. So I didn't have a problem with the portrayal of Robin in this movie. I thought it could have been a lot worse. So I mean, Chris O'Donnell's fine.
Did you know I had a buddy who was up for that role?
Really?
He sent in his photos and whatnot, and he auditioned. Didn't get it, obviously. They were looking for someone with more recognition, name,
Right.
already had their SAG card. But nonetheless, he would have been perfect, I got to be honest, at the time.
I have
He
no
was the
doubt.
right age. He's a shorter of stature, so he could have he would have looked more the role, I think, than Chris O'Donnell did.
I think they went with O'Donnell because this is again also in the cartoon. They really did not want to have a young Robin because I think they were afraid it was a bad influence on kids or something.
Which really defeats the whole purpose of why
Yes.
Robin exists. You
Now-
are trying to appeal to a younger audience.
Now, what they did on the animated series was they would do flashbacks to when Robin was younger. So he was Robin when he was younger. But now
Yeah.
he's college age on the animated series because it's been a few years. Okay, yeah.
Well,
so,
then it's
yeah.
about time. Once he gets into college, it's about time for him to transition to Nightwing.
That happens on the second,
Good.
on
Good,
the
good.
New Adventures. Yeah, they explain how him and Batman have a falling out.
And by the way, I am very much of the Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon, forever.
I like that too.
That is my, she is the end girl for him, just like Lois is the end girl for Clark, and I'm sorry, but Selena Kyle is the end girl for Bruce.
Ah, not Talia al Ghul, huh?
You gotta be shitting me.
I think one of the possible endings had her as the love interest that he ends up with.
Home on.
But there we go.
That's
We
a
have the
toxic
ending.
relationship if I ever heard of one.
Anyway, I don't want to spoil the ending. How do you think it's going to end? So let's get into the
Both
aftermath.
heroes survive and do running in front of the bat signal.
And Batman gets the girl who will not show up again in the next Batman movie because that's how it is. Okay. Oh, you picked the right one.
soundtrack.
Good.
The
You picked the
soundtrack.
right. You picked the updated one. That's the Batman Forever soundtrack. I did have this. I did get this when it came out.
I do too. Yeah.
This had a lot of songs on it. I particularly like the Riddler rap song. Do you remember that one? That
Yes,
was on
I do.
here.
Yes, I do.
That made me almost think you could have done like a race off with Riddler with him being like rapping. He would rap the riddles instead, when it's like that. But here we have.
that would have dated it way too much, but okay.
Of course it would have, but it's you don't never. Anyway, we have Seal kiss Buy a Rose from the Grave?
I
or-
forget. Kiss from a Rose is
Kiss from a Rose by the
from
Grave,
this
yes.
movie. I keep forgetting that
Yes.
because it did so well on its own. It had a life of its own.
Oh,
I
yeah.
keep forgetting that. Yeah.
I remember that. So that was a that was a good song. Yeah, that's on the album. It's on the end credits too. And we also have U2 doing "Kill Me, Kiss Me, Thrill Me," whatever it was called. I don't know the song where Bono has to be a Batman villain in the video. So they had made up a guy called Devilman or something, and he's there in the background when the Riddler and the and Two-Face are doing their stuff. He's like in the background trying to also kidnap Dr. Chase Meridian, and it's because he had to insert himself into the movie, but he does it in a way that looks like a comic book character. Do you understand? It's animated,
yeah.
so yeah. But I don't know. It's all right.
It's kind of that Dick Tracy art. I kind of dig that. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, you might like the video if you check it out. It's kind of neat, actually. But yeah. And of course we have our fast food tie-in, which was the superhero burger, I believe. Is that what it was called?
I have no effing clue. I was pretty much over fast food by this point.
Look at the price of that combo: $3.90 something cents for a
$4 for a sandwich, a fuck ton of French fries, and a giant sugar drink. Brilliant.
Your money stretched back in '95, man. I'm just gonna say
that. Let's face it. That was the idea behind fast food. Back then, it was affordable, cheap food. Yes, it had no nutritional value, but it filled you up for cheap.
Well, now it's a expensive, cheaply made food. Anyway, okay. Now, Batman the Animated Series, they definitely were headed for Robin and Batgirl trying to not, and they had great chemistry. And in Sub-Zero, Dick chased Freeze to his last breath to get back to Barbara. Yes.
I'm going to encourage everybody in the
chat. They ended up
to
spoiling that, though. Yes. Go ahead.
Do a little search on YouTube after the stream, not during the stream. Try to find the fan film Robin. It is absolutely worth it. It's not really a fan film. It is a fan film, but it positions itself to be an extended trailer for a movie that doesn't ever exist. And you basically get the whole story. And the whole idea, the whole main story is that Robin, Dick Grayson, marries Barbara Gordon. They have a daughter, and the daughter is abducted by the Joker. And so his whole mission is to get his daughter back. And they have cameos by basically the entire Justice League. They got, in fact, an acquaintance of mine from the Metropolis Superman Fest days plays Superman, and he's like, "Don't lecture me, Clark," you know. And it's a good trailer. You got to check it out.
Okay.
If you can't find it, hit me up. I'll hook you up with
Josh?
the DVD. No, it wasn't Josh. It was damn, I'm forgetting his name now. You'd recognize him if we saw it. I'll show you later. But yeah, there you go. But anyway,
a
lot of great time. We'll see. And again,
let's get to the big one. Come on.
This is what it comes down to. These fast food tie-ins were why this whole Schumacher campiness thing happened, because the first two Tim Burton films were so brutal, right? Grimdark that parent groups, you know, a bunch of Karens got upset about it, and so they were like, oh shit, we gotta rein it in. And so the pendulum swung all the fucking way the other way, and we ended up with ridiculous camp.
Well, I feel the Tim Burton ones were dark in a way like the old Universal monster movies might have been dark, like that kind of feel, not like, you know. But I mean,
I have those glasses, by the way.
I have two of these. Yeah, let's talk about the cut crystal Batman Forever glasses. Okay,
Kinda
these
cool.
these were a
this
big
would have
deal.
been better. This would have been better if they had been Batman and Robin, because it would have had that icy, Mr. Freeze kind of feel to it. But
That would have
whatever.
made more sense.
I
But
think
whatever.
still
We
have,
had.
like 1 or 2 of those.
We definitely still have one. It's back by the bar there. I don't use it. It wasn't, because let's face it, this is a mug. This is like a coffee cup.
Stop it. These are high premium. It's like China. Okay, you only bring. it out
Honestly, this is much better quality glass than the glasses we had gotten going all the way back to Star Wars.
Yep.
With the, silk screened, painted cartoon scenes on it or whatever,
So.
Oh, Nate had all of these glasses. Don't have them anymore. Oh, that sucks.
Well,
I'll tell
glasses
you.
break.
Well, no, these glasses were pretty damn solid. You could drop them and they wouldn't break.
Now,
But
yeah.
the glasses that I had from Star Wars, Empire, Jedi, over time, sometimes they did break. And guess what? My hero, my most beloved, would go out on eBay and find me a replacement every time. Every damn time. So I may or may not have my original glasses, but I have complete collections of Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi. Because of her.
Now, of course, on these glasses you have Batman, Robin on one, Riddler, and Two-Face on the other one. So yeah.
That makes sense.
No
perfect.
Dr. Chase Meridian because she's not an actual superhero or villain. She's just
She
candy
deserved her
anyway.
own glass. She deserved her own glass. Those were textured glasses. I wanted to see. I wanted to see her textured on that glass. Damn it.
Anyway, moving right along. Nicole Kidman would have been a great Black Canary. Think about it.
Old superheroes never die. Your wife threw them away. I'm
We
so
have
sorry.
one glass.
I'm so sorry.
And it's Batman.
I told you there was only one. And this is,
Hey.
yeah, no, you're not going to be able to see this. Even if I go full screen, you're not going to be able to see this. But that's Batman.
Whoa! That's very cool. I don't think I have that one. I think I have the Riddler and Two-Face. Those are the ones I have. I don't have the Batman
So you
and
only
Robin
have
ones.
2 of the 4.
I have 2. I have the villains. Yeah, I have
And
the
we
2
got
villains.
one of the 4.
So,
Hey.
there you go. It's not precious to me, sweetie.
What do you think of Nicole Kidman as Black Canary?
I think she's gorgeous. No, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Nicole Kidman as Black Canary. I think that could have worked.
Back then?
Back then, yes.
Yeah. Oh, you know who would be a great Black Canary now?
Who?
Sydney Sweeney. She would be perfect.
Yeah, I could see that.
And knowing her, well, I don't know her, but what I think I know of her, she would be willing to train her voice to be able to pull it off. I didn't know about this Corn Pops thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they didn't make a special Batman for every cereal. They just do ties in with Corn Pops. Oh,
Of
well.
course.
And different Corn Pops boxes had different characters on them. I think
Corn
they had
Pops. Corn Pops.
Okay, let's just move along. Okay, there we have the toys.
See, this is, whereas I felt that the original Tim Burton Batmobile was very bat-like, I felt this was real insectoid, which didn't fit, in my opinion.
But it has
Let
fins
Boomer
on
finish
it.
a sentence.
Yeah.
Has fins on it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it at the time, but I realize in retrospect it's not the worst Batmobile. I'm all right with it. It's fine.
You're right. It could have been worse. I think the lighting inside is ridiculous. I think it kind of goes against the whole dark, hide in the shadows kind of concept.
The '89 one I think is still the best one, and
I
of
agree
course
with you.
It was
I
reused in
agree with
Batman.
you.
Returns.
Although, very, very, very close second would be the Barris Batman '69.
Okay, cool.
I do love that.
You like that? You got your special Riddler there.
I do. I like the scale. What I don't like is the 5 POA lack of posability. I honestly feel like earlier figures were more posable than these.
Yes.
The Superpowers collection, although albeit 5 POA, still had more implied posability than these do. So, just my opinion. They did a great job coming up with a very elaborate
Batcave. That's a good Batcave.
It's not a bad Batcave, yeah.
Yeah.
And I would be remiss if I didn't tell everybody, guys, go check out Retro Blasting. He's got a number of Batman action figure playset related videos that would be very worthwhile for you to check out.
All right. Oh, and look at this. We have Batman Forever, the game, to get on your
I don't know
home
what
consoles.
this is. I have no idea.
What it is awful is what it is. So I can.
Is it?
Yes, it's.
Is it up there with that Superman flying through the rings game?
No, because it wasn't that advanced. This was for Super Nintendo.
Oh,
and
it was
Sega
worse
Genesis.
than that? Holy
here's,
fuck.
Here's what it is. Acclaim got the rights to Batman, and Acclaim, as we know, has a spotty record with games. They were more known for doing a lot of Marvel games. Just doing the rounds here, like saying, oh, hello, welcome.
I appreciate this. Ronin 2020 over there on the Green Machine. Thank you so much. I follow before I have to go live myself. No, that's fair. Thank you so much. Even just that, even coming around, saying hi and hitting the like, that encourages me. And just like Netter feeding the squirrels, you keep doing that, I'll keep coming back. So there
Yeah,
you
but
go.
you won't let me feed the squirrels anymore.
Well, because I don't want them in my freaking grill in the car, for crying out loud. I told you guys about that, right? I took the car in for maintenance, and they're like, do you have a lot of squirrels in your area? Kinda, why? Oh, we found that your air filter was filled with fucking peanuts. I'm like, I came
Watch
home and
out
I'm
for
like,
those
you are
things.
not feeding those little fuckers anymore.
You know what? We did. We
Is
had.
this like live action digitized into the
Okay.
game?
This is what did we learn? Because Acclaim put out the Mortal Kombat games at the time, so they probably used the technology they used to make those. And let's make it like the Mortal Kombat, but you're going around beating up guys. Do you see that, Robin? Look at that Robin's costume. That is not the Chris O'Donnell costume.
No,
from
it's
the
not.
Movie. It looks terrible, is what it looks
No,
like. Okay?
it looks a little bit more
please.
comic accurate, but kind of
It's
weak.
terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't translate well to live action. You're right.
I've never played this game. Angry Video Game Nerd does a thing on it. You can check it out. His video on it. It looks terrible.
Keep feeding those squirrels, Netter. He needs to clean his car more often. Oh, damn it, man.
Do you know what we did?
Oh,
We
damn.
had we have a lot next door, an empty lot next door, and there were some rodents that would sometimes try and get into our cars, like eating the wires and stuff. Because of course they use some kind of vegetable-based coating for the wires. Thank you, whoever made my car. But you know what they had us do? We would
Mark
get this.
Melnikoff sent me an article about that. Yeah.
We would have a spray that would smell like Bobcat that we could spray around the property, and we had another thing we could put on there which was like a Bobcat sound that only they could hear. It was like on a smaller level, but the rodents could hear it, and that would freak them out if they came near the property. So
Dude, we got to stop this because you keep saying that, and Netter will be like, "Can we get a bobcat as a pet?" No, we fucking can't.
No, I don't want a bobcat. I want a panther.
See what I'm talking about?
Yes,
Jeez,
no
man.
exotic pets. Anyway, this Batman Forever game is supposed to be terrible. However, Acclaim made another
Jamie
Batman.
Lana, you were never more right. Those furry little fuckers. Yeah.
Apparently, there was an arcade Batman Forever game, which was not aware of at the time, which was actually rather good. It's another beat 'em up, but it's a much better quality than what we got on consoles. There's a picture of the arcade machine, Batman Forever,
That
and this
actually
did
looks
get
pretty cool,
ported
yeah.
to Sony PlayStation and Sega Saturn at the time.
Did you play it?
Well, I've never played this game because I didn't have a PlayStation. My friends had one, but they didn't have this
You
game.
were deprived. You poor soul.
Well, no, I had a Nintendo 64, so I could play a James Bond game called GoldenEye, so I was fine. But anyway,
You could probably kick my ass at that game.
I learned about this game from the SNES Truck. It is completely ridiculous, and I don't know how well it's following the movie, but like all the villains, this is like extra Schumacher in this game, but it's a ridiculous beat 'em up. But people think it's so crazy that it's worth playing. The graphics don't really give it justice, but people seem to like this one, and it did get home console.
I'll
ports on
tell
the
you that
PlayStation.
Robin looks pretty good.
They did better with the arcade game. By the way, try finding a copy of the PlayStation game now. It's horribly expensive because it's actually a halfway decent Batman game, which people ignore it at the time, and then years later, it's now worth a small fortune. But I think I played, but I can't remember it. Well, hopefully, someone will do a re-release of this someday, so I can give it a try. Let's just get it over with. I have talked about this on this channel before. It made it in my top 5 worst movies of all time. But other than that, it's pretty good. Anyway,
other than that, it's pretty good. Yeah, exactly.
Just looking at George Clooney and the.
Yeah, he was not.
He was the worst choice.
He was the weakest of all the Batmen.
This is the worst.
White lips.
He didn't have lips. That was the problem.
When you looked at Michael Keaton's lips when he had the cowl on, there was a certain look to his lips.
And then when
Kilmer
Val Kilmer took
too.
the role, you were like, okay, I can see where they were going with this.
Yeah, because he had the same lips.
Yeah.
It's like, and when he was being serious, he had that kind of like pursed lips look.
Yes.
And he pulled it off, so you could have thought that he was Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
George Clooney comes along, it's like, okay, this is a guy playing dress up. That's the way I felt about his Batman.
So if Batman Forever was campy, this dove in head first.
Oh yeah.
This was the one with Holy Rusted Metal Batman. It's like
No, that was Batman Forever.
One? Oh, that's right.
That was Batman Forever, and they did it at the end, and people are just like, "Wait, what are they doing?" It's metal and it's rusted and has holes in it. Oh, okay.
Okay.
And I think that was like an assurance to the audience. Okay, we're not going to go there. It's just a joke.
And then they full on freaking did with this one. This one was just. Oh my gosh, this one was over the top, but. Look at that. Swap the red for blue. Do a blue shift on his costume, and that's fucking Nightwing.
Well, what got me is that the first movie, Batman. Okay, you got Batman. Next movie, and he's got one villain.
Right.
Then you got Batman and Robin, and there's 2 villains.
No. It was Batman and 2 villains. It was Batman, Penguin, and. Right.
But it's like each movie they added
had
on
more and more characters.
Yeah. This one has 3.
I know.
It's
Do
like,
you know who the third villain is?
I understand you having a nemesis, but there are so many of them. There's no real backstory for
so
any
let
of
me
them.
let me do the breakdown. So you had Batman and you had Joker in the first movie.
Yes.
Second movie, you have Batman, Penguin, and Catwoman, and arguably you have Shrek. Right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Then you got Batman, Robin, Riddler, Two-Face, and all of their.
Okay, but that makes sense because Robin's all about Two-Face.
Right. Then we get to this one, and we got Batman. Yep. We got Robin.
Yep.
We got Batgirl.
Yep.
We got Poison Ivy.
Yep.
We've got Mr. Freeze.
Yep.
We've got Bane.
Yep, Bane
and
is
in
in
theory, we've also got the Floronic Man.
No, he doesn't show up. He does.
That's Glover's character.
Oh, really? Does he show up later?
Yeah, you don't even realize.
That's right. He's all weird. I remember.
That's the Floronic Man that was set up for a possible sequel.
Oh, please. I don't have. By the way, I don't have a picture of him in this. He's good in it, though. I do like that actor. I just don't.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. Oh, he's great in Star Trek.
He's better than Arnold, man. Yeah, he showed up on Star Trek a lot, too. Like I said, he did the voice of the Riddler on the animated series.
Oh, but let's face it. Most fans know him from Smallville.
Smallville as Lionel Luthor.
Lionel Luthor.
Here we go. We have.
So
nope.
Honestly, Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of redefined Mr. Freeze.
Okay. No, he didn't.
He didn't?
I'll get to it. You're saying, I know what you're about to say. You're going to say, because it's more about him saving his wife and there's a tragedy behind the story of why he became a villain. Except they did it first on Batman the Animated Series. They actually lifted that story in this. Yes. And later on, they made that a comics thing because they liked it so much that they said in the comics, that's what we're going to do. He's trying to save his wife that had the disease, and that's probably caused it. Yes.
I don't care where it started. It's a great storyline, and I'm glad they went with it. Yeah.
His one-liners in this, though, man. Chill.
Honestly, though, for Arnold Schwarzenegger to be playing this role, it kind of makes sense. This goes down to the I'll be back and all that kind of bull
Yeah, but this is what I was expecting. I was expecting on the animated series, he's another one of these very cold, emotionless style characters. As my emotions are frozen like everything else. Like you say the point. So I was expecting Arnold to just be doing his Terminator-esque performance that we saw in the Terminator movies. Nope. We get
No,
zany.
and to be honest with you, he still does bring that sympathy,
Okay.
right, for the whole situation. There's a great scene that they do. I'm assuming it's CG, where a tear forms on his and then it freezes and it
Turns into snow.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess they did that. Yeah, I mean, and then he has his gangs. By the way, I love the fact that Batman is trying to track down Mr. Freeze. Did you think of maybe looking in the abandoned ice cream factory?
Also,
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe that would be
Also,
the first place you'd look in Gotham City.
look at the color and sharpness and film quality of this, and tell me it doesn't feel exactly like an episode of the Adam West series.
Well, yeah, and they even had.
I could totally see that.
Didn't they have Mr. Freeze, or did they call him Mr. Zero back then? Maybe it was Mr. Zero, but they had.
Yeah,
Mr.
it was a
Freeze back
weird time as Mr. Freeze was kind of evolving. Yeah. Yeah.
He has
and
his
they had,
henchmen.
I think, two different actors play the role over time, but yeah.
then. Sorry, I
Just
missed
like
the
they did
image.
with Riddler.
I missed Vivica A. Fox. She plays the henchwoman who keeps trying to come on to. I only have thoughts for my wife. Blah blah. Okay, but she's in this as the henchwoman, which we only see her in that one scene, and then we never see her again. Okay, Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. Okay, good casting. That's who I would have cast.
I hate the hair styling, but I love the makeup, including the appliances of the brows. That's pretty cool.
Well, here's what I don't understand. They had her playing the goddess Venus in the Baron Munchausen movie. I don't know why they didn't go with that for Poison Ivy, because she's. Do you remember the Baron Munchausen, the Terry Gilliam?
I
Baron
definitely
Adventures?
remember.
She
Baron
was. I think she
Munchausen,
was
yeah.
the goddess Venus in that.
Damn, you know what, members? I think we need to do a rewatch of.
That's a good
The
one.
Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Yeah, absolutely.
I like Terry Gilliam. Uma Thurman with that.
Terry Gilliam was a freaking insane genius. He really
He's a
was.
great. I love Time Bandits. It's one of my favorite movies. There they go scheming.
Yeah. Yep.
This is a worse pairing than the Riddler and Two-Face. I feel. I don't feel like these two match.
Here's the biggest problem I have with every villain in the Schumacher era, even a little bit in Batman Returns. I wanted more of these characters. You didn't need to give me 2, 3, 4 villains per movie. Give me one villain
Yep.
and tell their story and tell it well. That's what I wanted.
I mean, you could have like
Honestly, Christian Bale's Batman suffered with the same problem.
but I felt like, unlike these movies, they didn't focus as much on the villains in those movies. It was more about Batman. I noticed.
I do want to address this real quick. No, I'm sorry, I'm not doing a poll this week. I've made an executive decision because of the whole He-Man thing that's going on. I want to watch the original movie.
Oh.
We are going to watch Flash Gordon from 1980. It is the same damn movie, but better. Okay, that's what we're watching this week.
That's a classic. I do like that one. Anyway, moving on to.
Flash.
I don't remember what scene this is from. Is this like an old folks' home, or is that like the mayor's wife or something?
She was the like media personality.
Oh, that's
I don't
right.
remember. Yeah, I don't.
Yes,
remember.
and she's interviewing them. There's a wonderful scene where I guess they're having a bachelorette auction. Like, what was it like? We'll marry. I think what is Poison Ivy auctioning herself off, and then like.
I don't remember. I do not remember.
And then I think that
she ends
there's
up on a date with Robin, and it's all kinds of effed up. This is a great shot though, where I want to comment on the costume. Yes, we got the bat nipples. Yes, we got the bat musculature, which is ridiculous. We got the weird stylized bat symbol. But we started out with the Tim Burton all black with lots of yellow breaking it up. And they decided, fuck it, we're going to go with blue black everything. There's going to be no contrast. There's going to be no background. It's all just texture. There's no fucking colors here. It's all black and blue.
It's a bruise.
It does. It looks like a body bruise. Honestly, in this shot, the Nightwing costume looks better than the Batman costume.
I swear, if it was blue instead of red, that'd be in the Nightwing costume.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's basically Nightwing in these movies. Let's be honest here.
Yes.
It's
That from the costume, that's exactly right. Now, again, it's probably because I have a type, but Alicia Silverstone is one very attractive woman. Okay, just saying.
now they make
But
her
she
Alfred's.
is not Barbara Gordon. Barbara Gordon, not
No.
Barbara Pennyworth.
Alfred's niece or something. Is that who she is in this?
Oh,
or
for
something?
fuck's sake. This is a change from canon for no fucking reason.
I don't know. Maybe it's because they were casting a blonde and she's supposed to be redhead. I don't know. Maybe that's why they made her Alfred's niece. I don't know.
You could make Barbara Gordon any hair color and just give her a red wig when she plays Batgirl.
As part of her disguise.
Yeah.
That makes the point. Okay.
Which falls very much in line with the comics. It falls very much in line with the Adam West Batman. Honestly, people have enough problem with Robin, Batman, oh really, you don't recognize, okay, fine, because of the mask. There's no fucking way anybody that recognized, that knows her personally goes, hey wait, isn't that Barbara Pennyworth? Just saying. That domino mask ain't doing crap for hiding her secret identity. That without the cape is absolutely the Nightwing costume.
Notice how their costumes keep changing in this movie. We're going to get on that in a little bit.
Yup. Let's have a costume change because Bruce is rich.
Yeah, that one we need to sell figures. Anyway, what did we think of Bane?
This was not the Bane of the comics. The Bane of the comics was every bit as intelligent and driven as Bruce Wayne. The only problem was he took shortcuts to get the physical abilities that Bruce worked very, very hard all of his life for.
Well, I'd read the comic that showed Bane's childhood, and he grew up in a prison. He was a child in a prison. He was born in a prison and had to grow up in a prison until
Which
he was of
was
the
a
right
story
age.
they didn't cover here.
Nope.
They didn't cover it until the Nolan story, yeah.
That Nolan did his own thing with Bane, which I still like. To be fair, I don't pick on the Nolan Bane because I still think it was a good character, but I would argue it's a different character than what we got in the comics. But
closer to the comics than this guy was.
Well, yeah,
this guy was a mute, brainless muscle man. That's all he was.
He would say Bane. Remember, he would say that.
That reminds me of the Return of the Jedi toy cartoons. Wampa, wampa, wampa.
This was so tone deaf because Bane was a very popular Batman villain at the time. Nightfall had happened only a few years earlier. So for them to have finally we get Bane's debut and it's this, that was a slap in the face to the fans. Though I'll say this shows us what Bane would have been like in the 1960s show. He would have been like this, right?
Yep.
He just would have been some mindless muscle man. Okay, but Lego Batman? Well, are you counting that as a Batman movie, or are you commenting on my avatar there, which is the George Clooney Lego Batman, which you can actually buy if you buy the Batmobile set they have out now. There, the three of them are.
I do have to say that even though it's not comic accurate, I do like this Batgirl costume. I do.
Okay.
This was more Stephanie, what's her name, and less Barbara Gordon. But yeah, I dig it.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find the article I was looking at. Batman and Robin producer says the movie was a disaster due to McDonald's Happy Meal toys. I think this
We
was.
did talk about that in a
Well,
Geezy Geezer spot. And it really was true because the first two Batman movies were so grimdark. They were so, let's face it, Tim Burton. A lot of parents groups, let's face it, a bunch of Karens, got all bent out of shape about it. And so Warner Brothers swung the pendulum the other way, and we ended up with this. And so again, in a little bit of defense to Joel Schumacher, he's come out and apologized for these movies, and yet, if we're intellectually honest, he did what he was fucking told to do by Warner Brothers. He completed the assignment, and then he's apologizing for doing what he was told to do. I think that's very unfair to Joel Schumacher.
So this is what producer Michael Uslan said. He goes, Joel at the time was given a directive by the studio. At the time, the studio was very enamored with toys and Happy Meals, and coming out of the Tim Burton movies, they wanted to cater to that side of things, and they wanted movies that were lighter, brighter, more kiddie, and family friendly. And the toy companies and everyone, their request was like, well, how about 3 heroes in every movie and 3 villains in every movie, and each one with 2 vehicles and 2 costume changes. My feeling was the tail starts wagging the dog, and what you're making is not movies. You're making 2-hour infomercials for toys, and better just bring in filmmakers with a vision you love, who believe they can execute that vision, who you believe know, understand, and have a passion for the character.
So there is a greed element there, where you have, let's get as many costumes in as we can.
Yep.
Let's back up a second, though, and look at the Tim Burton movies, which only had 1 costume each movie, slight variation in the second movie, right? But they still found a way to market multiple other costumes, right? So if you look at the Superpowers Batman and whatnot, they had freaking all kinds of Batmans. They had the comic accurate one. They had the movie accurate one. They had the next movie accurate one. Then they went back and made the movie accurate mold with the colors of the comic book. And then they did, Radiation Batman, and they did Arctic Batman, and they did every other freaking kind of Batman.
Radiation Batman?
Yeah, he had like a radiation suit to go into like radiation.
Is he playing Fallout 4?
He's playing Fallout, yeah, exactly. He's in the wasteland with it. They had all these different kind of costumes that never appeared in the movies. You don't need to show them in the movies to market them. You don't. And people would buy them, and absolutely we did. Hell, same costume with different gimmicks. They had the black costume with the yellow highlights, but they had the punching, and they had the arms extending with the cape attached to it, and they had all other different kinds of just the black costume. They covered the whole damn gambit. Different accessories, the firing grapple, and the they did it all. They didn't need to do it in the damn movie. So this whole idea of, we like Batman, but we want to market it to kids. Okay, that's not... They could have done the same thing with Alien, right? Alien wanted to put out toys, but they were like, no, this is an R-rated movie. Kids can't go see it, so you can't market, these toys. Okay, so the next movie is going to be Disney Princess Queen Alien. Animated Alien. It's like, what the fuck are you people doing? I do have to say that where you have like hardened armor for Robin and Batman, you've got like the supple leather bustier on Batgirl. And from a cosplay standpoint, I'm okay with that. I could reproduce that costume for Netter, no problem. I hated these tumblers. I fucking hated these. We went from textured glass, to plastic tumblers where the paint's going to wear away over time.
Oh no, it wore away the first time you put it in a dishwasher.
Fucking washed it, yeah. Oh, jeez, man.
Taco Bell.
Fucking Taco Bell. Fucking Taco Bell.
Here's the
Okay,
kid.
we get it, dear.
Buy a large medium drink combo Unmasked Batman. I guess that was a game. You could win a prize or something.
Yeah, I remember those. You'd peel off the thing, see if you won something. If you didn't, you saved them up for, I don't remember what the fuck it was, but yeah.
Grab a Batman kids meal. You're just $2.99 went a lot way further back then too. Look at that.
That is true. That is absolutely.
You get a little
true.
Batmobile. Look at that, huh? Okay, I mean, it's something.
Yeah, and so these were the toys. And then I see this Batgirl, right? And I'm like, that's great. Too bad she didn't wear a cowl like that in the movie.
Did they repurpose a different Batgirl and just threw her in this?
No, they didn't. That would have made more sense. This was molded this way for the Batman and Robin movie, and she doesn't even appear that way in the movie.
Well, then why do they have to make her wear so many different costumes? Okay. There's Robin.
Yeah, this is a more recent one. This is a larger scale. This isn't even in scale with.
I see. So this is from back in the day. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, never mind then. We'll just skip that.
This is the multiverse. And don't get me wrong, there were things I liked about some of the because they also did multiverse that were in the 3 3/4 inch scale, where they did like the Christopher Reeve Superman and the General Zod and stuff from that movie. Yeah, but the Helen Slater Supergirl too. Yeah, but these were a larger scale. Those aren't my figures. Those are the kids' figures. You want to see more about this particular playset? Definitely check out Michael French over on Retro Blasting. He has a whole video about this playset and all the playsets in this line.
I mean, is this a good one?
It's not bad. It's got a lot of playability. It's got the elements of the Bruce the Wayne Manor and the Bat Cave, but take a look at the Batmobile and the cave entrance. It's a little bit off, and then they repurposed it. I don't remember if this was a repurpose from the animated series playset or the other way.
I think it was. I think it was repurposed from the animated.
Yeah,
because animated was before this. It was funny because the New Adventures of Batman premiered the fall after this movie came out. And there's even a little joke in one of the episodes where the kids are talking about what Batman's like, and then you have one kid that's supposed to look exactly like Joe Schumacher, and he says, "Oh yeah, he wears that tight leather armor," and it's because it's a joke because it's Joe Schumacher.
Oh God.
Batman and Robin, the game.
PlayStation. Was it any good?
I never got a chance to play it, and I hear from what people say it's the worst Batman game ever made.
It makes sense because it comes from the worst Batman movie ever made, so sure, why not?
However, I was actually intrigued at the time because I'm like, well, here we have an open-world Batman game before they even really were doing open-world.
And
Batman
honestly,
games.
those graphics aren't terrible.
They don't look terrible. Maybe we should give this game a little bit of credit because maybe it helped pave the way to what we got with the Arkham City games. Okay, those Arkham Asylum.
You might have a
games
point there. You might actually have a point
I
there.
mean,
Come
maybe
think
this
about
was
it.
the first test to try to do it like this.
We complain about them caving to the Karens about Batman Returns, but in a way, that's an example of Hollywood actually listening to their audience back in the day. You know, Samuel Proctor actually makes a really good point.
He has a point.
You know, they didn't come out and say, you fans, you're toxic. You're toxic. You should love what we're putting out, or you'll never get another Batman movie again, you ungrateful bastards. Same with Batman and Robin, yeah.
So my argument is, as far as the Joe Schumacher Batman movies go, just go watch Mystery Men.
You're probably better off, yeah.
Because in my opinion,
Netter and I still quote that movie. We'll be.
You might want to put on some pants.
You might want to be putting on some pants if you want to keep fighting crime today.
Do you notice how Mystery Men does a lot of what The Boys does, but doesn't have the nasty, gross out stuff on
Yeah,
it?
absolutely.
It's good. It's good-hearted, I think.
Yeah.
And if you watch this movie, you realize that it's borrowing a lot of aesthetic stuff that kind of Schumacher set up with his Bat movies, with the elaborate sets and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Schumacher did, and it does the comedic stuff, but I think it hits the note better than what they were trying to do with those other Batman movies. So my argument is, if you need a panacea, maybe check out Mystery Men that came out, I think, a couple years later. And you got Ben Stiller as Mr. Furious. You have William H. Macy as the Shoveler.
And the late great Paul Rubens as the Spleen.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Oh, and you got who's that voice actor playing the
Hank Azaria.
As
the Blue Raja. And he has to keep explaining the meaning of his costume. You're not even wearing blue. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. See, if you know your Indian history and when the English were there, the blue, and he's trying to explain because he has an English accent when he's doing it, and it's just
right.
I did want to read from another interview. Hold on, while we have this up, let me just see something here for a second here.
Another thing I will say about the Batman costume here, if you imagine that all the silver is reinforced metal, plating and stuff. Okay, as armor, I get it. I understand. That kind of makes sense, yeah.
So this article says that this movie was a victim of franchise mania. Competing corporate interests helped push Batman and Robin to become a very, very expensive toy commercial rather than a movie in its own right. At the same time, there's plenty of good in Batman and Robin, and that's covered here too.
I agree, yeah.
This is interviewing Schumacher though. You know what he said? He said Batman Forever, when we were on the world tour, it just went to his head. Oh, that was with Val Kilmer, says Schumacher on Kilmer's X before stopping himself. I'm not going to get into that. He wanted to do Island of Dr. Moreau because Marlon Brando was going to be in it, so he dropped us at the 11th hour. So he was supposed to be in it again, Val Kilmer, but he opted for the Island of Dr. Moreau.
Good decision there, Val. Oh my God!
My goodness, which I think is a worse movie than this movie.
Another thing I wanted to say about the Batgirl costume, I've done photo manipulations of it too. With just a few color changes, this could be a really good costume. It really could. She also needs the half cowl too, but I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know, guys.
Someone said there was a rumor that Patrick Stewart could play Mr. Freeze, but Schumacher said that's a wonderful idea, but no one ever suggested him. I had met with Arnold several times because he was always interested in working together with me. Okay.
Patrick Stewart's now way too old.
Yeah, but no, back then he probably would. He would have been a good. He would have done a great job in that role. Yeah.
Apparently, Mr. Freeze's lines.
Mm-hmm.
Storyboard artist, lines are written from someone like Len Schwarzenegger. All the dialogue from Mr. Freeze, you could tell it was meant by someone who would deliver in a Shakespearean fashion. It was hysterical in my head. I was reading Freeze's dialogue as Schwarzenegger, as Bugard recounts. Subsequent versions of the script swapped out Freeze's original lines for puns that made it into the film. So it was going to be more like Shakespearean style dialogue, but they got rid of that.
That would have elevated it slightly. But honestly, the puns delivered by Schwarzenegger, Mr. I'll be back, kind of makes sense for the day, if you think about it.
Oh, this is interesting. They're talking about George Clooney here. Hold on. Luckily for the bottom line, Clooney wasn't commanding the salary one would need to cough up to land him today. He was a bargain back then, I guess because he was just coming off of television like ER.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah.
I'll tell you, I feel though like this kind of hurt the careers of Alicia Silverstone and O'Donnell.
Okay.
In fact, O'Donnell did go on to television work, but let's face it, at the time that was still considered a step down from Hollywood.
Everyone's career. Okay, this is what happened. Uma Thurman's career would have gotten hit, but she was still friends with Tarantino and got to be in Kill Bill.
That's true.
So that helped her there. That helped her recover from this. Arnold went on to be governor, so he was busy
Arnold
doing that.
was friggin' untouchable. He could do whatever the fuck he wanted and it didn't matter.
George Clooney still had ER to fall back on. Plus, he was still early in his movie career that this could be swept under the rug. Alicia Silverstone never recovered from this movie.
She never recovered. Yeah.
I mean, she's been in things, but it's not to the degree.
And O'Donnell went on to
NCIS.
NCIS, but
Yep.
you know, never really was big after.
Well, I was happy when he got the role because I thought it was unfair what happened to him. But I said, okay, well,
True.
at least he has a lead on a television show.
That was another thing. I felt he was
yeah.
too old for the role. I understand why they did it. They shouldn't have done it.
They didn't want to have a kid Robin. They're uncomfortable with having a kid Robin.
Then they missed the whole point. And they missed the whole point on a lot of elements of that.
I told you in the animated series they said you cannot have a child Robin. So then they made it that Dick Grayson was college age at that point. Later
Which is
on,
probably why we haven't had a Robin in the Nolan verse. They're like, well, if we can't have a kid Robin, then screw it. We're not going to do it.
we on the second Batman animated series, the one that took place 5 years later, you do get Tim Drake as Robin.
Right.
So and
Right.
he's the kid Robin. They finally have a kid
Right.
Robin on the show finally. But it's just they at the time they didn't like him having a child sidekick. They were not happy with that. I think they were worried about the soccer moms complaining about child endangerment. I think it was about child endangerment.
Yeah.
Promoting child endangerment. I think that's what it was all about. So yeah, but that's all I've got for Batman and Robin. And I probably told this story once before, but did I ever tell it to you? How I was in a bus station. Okay, and guess what they're playing on a VHS on the TV?
What are they
They're
playing?
playing Batman and Robin. And you can't go anywhere because you're waiting for the bus, so I had to sit and watch Batman and Robin, right?
Yep.
Batman and Robin finishes, and I was like, thank goodness it's over. The lady at the bus depot takes out the Batman and Robin VHS tape and puts in another VHS tape, and on comes Wild Wild West with Will Smith. And
Oh God.
Kevin Kline.
Oh God.
And I'm like,
So-
wow, that's like worse.
So I just gifted 5 last call memberships to honor the super chats and farty foxes that I got throughout the stream. Those go to Jason Fox, Rook King, Stella Fall. It's Courtney, Fellowship of Oddballs. Good to see you. Terry Rose Investor. And Drew G. Welcome to membership for at least a month. Thank you so much. We're not going to make 100 members tonight. It's just not going to happen. But I thank everybody who did contribute tonight to the effort. You are absolutely appreciated. You are all appreciated. I hope you had a good time tonight. We're at the end of the slideshow. Am I right?
We're at the end. I forgot to put it end at the end.
No, the end. Oh, right. If we go all the way to the end, yeah,
Mystery
we were
Men.
at Mystery Men was the end. That's right. Thank you, Aged Boomer, bringing in another to Mrs. Scuba Pete. Just as Scuba Pete's probably about to fall off, Mrs. Scuba Pete joins us. Welcome back to membership,
Thank you,
Mrs.
Boomer.
Scuba
Oh,
Pete.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
I was going to do one during the break, but I forgot we didn't have one. So yes.
Oh, and there's deleted scenes coming through with Prismatics. Welcome to membership, Prismatics, and thank you, deleted scenes. That gets us really, really close. With the 5 that I threw in, we're probably really close to 100 members.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Thank you so much. So let's real quick wrap things up. So we know that next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Netter and I are out of town.
Yes.
So Boomer and I are planning to pre-record next week's last call.
And the slideshow is in your MeWe for next week. So we just have to set it up. Yes.
Wow, we're all set. Okay.
We're all set. So I don't know if you want to try doing it on Sunday or maybe Monday before your
Sunday would
probably.
probably let's shoot for Sunday. If that doesn't work out, we have Monday to fall back on.
Yeah, we'll pick a time, like maybe around 3 or 4. Would that work
Sure,
for you?
sure.
Actually,
Yeah,
well, my time. What would your central time be? 2 or 3? Okay, yeah, maybe
An
3
hour
or 4.
earlier.
That might be good.
I could
yeah.
do that. Sure, sure.
Yeah.
You know, Troy, you got gifties, but I got farty foxes.
You got farting foxes. That's true. That is true. And then you'll be okay for Geeky Geezers next week on your own.
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
You'll pull in some assistance.
Yeah, you want to plan for Sunday at 3 o'clock your time? Would that work for you?
Sure.
Why don't we
Sure,
do
sure.
that? And
Yeah.
that way we'll do it in 2 hours, and then we still have time to get ready for the. Yeah, that might work. Okay. Yeah.
Sounds good. And then a Monday, all of my members, including all of you guys that were gifted memberships today, we're going to be watching Flash Gordon from 1980 because honestly, it's better to watch that than the $200 million remake that is failing at the box office. We'll be talking about that on Geeky Geezers tomorrow.
Yes, and we got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about, Geekies. There's an update on the Lego Saga too. We'll be doing that as well. So yeah.
I saw that. It gets more and more bizarre as we go. My gosh, how crazy is that? Netter, of course, is taking a break next week. But the following week, what do you got the following week, Netter?
The following week, I will have a returning guest, Robert James, and we will not only be watching his film, One Step Ahead, there will be a special giveaway of a signed, autographed copy of One Step Ahead by Robert James for one lucky winner.
And Geek Flag just sent you DM. So
and we are going to be starting an hour earlier that night because we need enough time to be able to watch the film, so we're not running over into coming attractions for Deleted.
And Netter, for $2 from Geek Flag, when Nate knows, check your DM. He sent you something, and
I'm presuming on X.
Probably. And is that everything? Last words, Boomer.
Tune in next week. We will be here even if we're not live. It's same bat time, same bat channel. I had to get the same bat time, same bat channel.
There you go. That's fair. Netter, last thoughts, last words.
I think you guys are all Osmo. Thank you so much for the gifties and my 30 bucks. And yeah, you guys just really encourage us so much. Thank you. I mean, those words don't even say enough, but thank you.
And I thank you as well. Thank you, everybody who gifted memberships today. Got us that much closer to 100 members. I super appreciate it. Honestly, every dollar you guys contribute is a little bit longer. I can keep doing and justifying what I'm doing here. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Nate. I saw the picture.
And thank you, Nate, also for buying me out of that terrible drink, although, you know, it's a mixed blessing because I ended up having 2 double martinis, so I'm snookered. I'm not going to make it into the wasteland tonight. As soon as this stream ends, I'm going to bed because I am that smooth around the edges. So, folks, I want to thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us all. Looks like there's 18 of you left. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I'm glad that you enjoy what we do here and that you keep coming back. I will keep doing this as long as I possibly can. Take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated. Drink responsibly. Those two things absolutely do go together. And I will see you all on the next one. Take care, my friends. Where's my closing credits? They're in here somewhere. I know they are.
Want me to do it?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, for me